listed.
Hey mate, all done now.
This is the reserve. Wait, that means. Where can I get the link for it though? Wait. Oh, we're streaming GTA. Okay, that's something first.
Should work now.
Yeah, I'm testing.
Okay, I'm gonna join the call.
Yeah. Testing 1 2 1 2.
Okay, I'm gonna join the call.
Yeah. Testing 1 2 1 2.
I'm gonna join the call.
For us.
we're a bit late and we are sorry for the delay. We had some technical difficulties, but we've just joined back and the drivers are doing their out laps. As you can see, there is already rain. I think the drivers tried to have strats that wouldn't have started in the rain, but I guess because of our bad luck it wasn't worth it. Let's just wait for them on the starting line. So we have Stevie in P1, Fubuki in P2, Tato in P3, Emo in P5, John P6, Zach P6, sorry, Timushka P7, Lemming P8, and the rest of the grid, with Lords and Patricio bringing the rear. I think it's better if we get like an angle from which we can see turn on fully. Again, some difficulties on the grid. Someone jumped the spot, I think, and everyone has to move back down one position. By the looks of it, I think it's I don't even know exactly. It's an MP with the dams, an Invicta. Everyone is lined up, finally. Couldn't have taken any longer. And we have lights out already, quite a quick one, into turn 1. Clean, Milk is pushed wide, but he rejoined safely. Clean turn 1, surprisingly, and someone flew over there, flipped. That I think should be a safety car. Timushka has been flipped over. Milk. Oh, that's a big crash right there with Lord's Milk, Wizard, Daddy Golden Balls, Cabeza. They're all crashed. And that's my bet would be that that is a safety car. And by the looks of the speed that they're going in, it is a safety car. We have Stevie, Taton and Emo, followed by Zach and Fubuki and John. That would be your top 6. Lemming, Azazel and Devin rounding up the top 10. I don't know if people have damage, but if they do, we will have the safety car +1. Positions after start. Stevie, Teton, Ammo, Zach, Fubuki, John, Lemming, Azazel, and Devin is your top 10. I see. I think people have damage, so we will have safety car +1. Some veterans of this league, not league, but this server, I guess. Stevie, Teton, and Ammo in P1, 2, and 3, respectively. They have been around for quite some time, but I guess their pace is only good for Formula 3. We have their Bankmaster, also known as Skittles, as our safety car driver for today. And I think it's the designated driver for every F3 race. Let's see, has anyone pitted? No, nothing yet. So the top 10 is still the same, going into the first proper lap of the race. You can see the guys from behind. Those are people that have pitted. And they are trying to catch up to the pack before the green flags. Yeah, it wouldn't... Skittles leading as a safety car is not something you would expect seeing, but at the same time you would like to see. You wouldn't like to see actually. Let's see. Let's try to not collide with the race director. That would not be optimal. And as the safety car pulls off, we have Stevie waiting for the proper moment to go. And I think he will go out of the long right. And we're going. Let's see the grid backing up behind. Nothing, cleanly. Turn 1. Cleanly for the leaders. No curse for 1 lap. Turn 1 has been done cleanly by the whole grid now. And we can see in the distance, closing towards us, Stevie still leading from Teton and Ammo. Some overtakes being done behind by the MP on the high-tech, and also right under us, Milk on Devon. Let's see, we already have like 2 packs. I think it's more or less, yeah, top 8 is within its own group, and then a fight for the bottom 2 points bank positions with Devin running over the apex and spinning out. For the lead we have Zach on Fubuki, and also Azazel joining the party for P6. And Azazel has been spun around. He lost some positions. Lemming is up into P7 now, but Zach manages to gain positions back, overtakes John, or defends against John. I lost track. And where's John? Where's John? We lost John. Okay. The leaders Stevie and Teton are pulling away from P3, which is Ammo, which is pulling away from Zach and Fubuki. Oh, we found John. We found John. John is in P10. He lost some time. That's Lords being pushed into a wall. Let's see his rejoin making it 3 wide, pushing Daddy Golden Balls out of the track. I think that would be a penalty for Lords for a non-safe rejoin. As we see, who's this? Exalex. Lost him. I just missed a crash. Well, yeah, it happens because I don't know exactly where to look for crashes. Oh, we have another crash at the back with... who's that? John and Azazel would be my guess. Yeah, they're out of the points, sadly. They had a good start though, maybe they can make it up. Stanley and Teton are still pulling away. Iowa is losing time to them. Fubuki hits the wall, Zack hits the same wall, loses. I think that would be dissing. Hopefully dissing, otherwise he would have lost his front wing. And as we finally done the first few laps, you can see the back spreading. Like the distance between drivers is getting wider and wider. Lords pushes out someone wide again, Colbier. But I've seen something else towards the front, in Milk and Wixard, I think, fighting for a position. Oh, that someone else spun off again. Let's make sure he doesn't. He rejoins cleanly. He does. Okay, he's fine. Oh, and John is pushed out wide again by Azazel. They are not having their best race right now. As he looked back at the leaders, Stevie managed to pull away from Teton. And I think Teton might have crashed because Emma is very close to him. Fubuki, Zack, Lemming, Milk. Okay, now we have 4 cars, let's say 6 cars in total, fighting for P4 right here. This could be good points for the lead car of this pack. So let's try to fly a bit higher. Oh, Lord and Wixard have collided. Wixard is in the wall. But what I'm interested in, what I saw right now, is Zack and Fubuki going at it. Let's watch these two guys for a hot moment. Let's see their curse lines. Zack curses, I think, a bit more than Fubuki. He has the overspeed, but he has to brake, where Fubuki, by the looks of it, is gaining on him. For the braking zones, Fubuki has a better line, and they crashed! And Zack has been put in the wall by Fubuki, and both of them and Fubuki loses the position to Milk. Fubuki is also being threatened by Lemming, I think. Lemming on Fubuki. Can Lemming go around the outside? He can! What a move! Lord's getting bullied. I don't know where he is exactly. Oh, it's right here. Let's watch him if you said that he's getting bullied. I'm trying to look on the map for some 2 cars that are close to each other. There's someone very behind. Cold War. He's, I think, almost close to getting lapped. Like, I think he has 1 sector in between the leaders and him. Lords and Fubuki fighting for B7. Also Cabeza, his teammate, is joining the fight with John as well. No, someone is in the pits. Fubuki is in the pits, followed by Timusha, giving Lords a bit of breathing space. I think we would be around lap 10, 12 maybe. Light, what lap are we on?
Anybody know what lap we're on? Loads?
As you see
Up
some
9,
action
10.
behind in the chicane.
Yo,
Like,
muted.
can you comment it what happened in that chicane? There's some contact.
In which chicane?
I saw like 5 cars being close to each other, very close. And I was not there for the moment. But I can see a lot of people fighting for position right here. Fighting for P10, 1 point.
There's a few fights going on, a few crashes going on as well.
Yeah, hard racing.
Especially in this chicane here before the hairpin.
We've seen some of
Tricky
it.
corner. Yeah, it's a tricky corner to get through, especially side by side.
Still no lap knowledge? What lap are we on?
9 or 10, maybe
10.
starting 10 now.
Yeah, so my guess would be close. Okay, thank you.
Whereas
Yeah, that was your race director speaking. And I mean, you will see him tomorrow in the F2 stream. He knows how to commentate better than me, so I think you will enjoy more. But maybe this race would be more enjoyable than the F2 race, because these guys are a bit more slow and a bit more, how would one say, a bit more dangerous, you know? So you don't know what to expect from these guys, but from the F2 or even the F1 grid you would see a lot of close fighting, and that's Daddy Golden Bus who has a flat. He has to stay on that apex in order to rejoin safely, otherwise he would be a danger on track. Oh, and John collides with him. Damn, that's a lag bubble and a half. Where are the leaders? Let's check up on the leaders. Teton, Stevie. Okay, we have Stevie. Teton is still, I think, is maintaining the same distance from lap 5 when we last saw them. There's nothing much happening. I don't know what the gap would be, but it's just saying that I think they are running like the same pace, which is still better than the rest of the grid since they have pulled away quite a bit. I think at this point in the race, after the pit stop, you would see more or less something like this, where only 2 cars are fighting for positions, because people have maybe different strats, different downforces and curse lines, so you can find different action and different times. As we see, John and Azazel, I think, again, he's going around the outside, they make a bit of contact. Can he keep it around the outside? He can, what a move by the Wixer. And it's not John, it's Wixer, it's his teammate. Let's follow them through, because I think they might cook up something nice. Nothing really. Yeah, as I said already, at this point in the race it's more about getting pace or having good pace than overtaking, because everyone has been spread out quite a lot. So only in the ending parts of the race you'd see more activity, because that's when people are going all out and trying to get the most out of it. As Patricio goes wide and into the slowdown, Lemming will benefit from that, and he will. Never mind. I wanted to say Lemming would overtake him, but he's lagging. And also loses the position to Devin because of his lag, I think. Lemming is quite laggy by the looks of it. He might be a danger on track if he's not careful. Did I lose him? Yeah, he's lagging. He lost another position. Yeah, the grid has started to become a bit less crowded. Ammo is in P1. What happened there? Let's see. Color. Stevie, they're lapping the first guy. Stevie went in, I think Teton and Stevie pitted. Zach did not pit. Neither had ammo. So we can actually see a scrap for eventually P2 between Teton and Zach. Let's see if Teton can defend. It would be easy for him since he's on fresher tires. Zach is on older tires, more worn out. Let's just hope that Teton defends and gets... In the end, in my opinion, it would be a P2. I don't know what ammo tire strat would be, but I don't think he's gaining. He's making that gap with that overstint, you know. I wouldn't like to throw commentator's curse on this fight, but I think Teton might have P2 in the bag already secured. Just has to not lose that much time to ammo in the pits. Your top 10 is Ammo, Stevie, Teton, Zach, Milk, John, Lords, Devin, Cabeza and Fumbukim. We have two other people going to the pits. Zach and Teton still fighting. I'm not gonna try to get that close through that section. I'll just wait for them to come around the corner and then I'll start following them again. My main question would be how would that blue flag act up, because there are two cars fighting side by side. So he will lose more time than he thinks, I think. Zach curses. He will not have the position going into that big downhill corner. Oh, the blue flag gives out such nice blue flags. That was clean. That on defense for another lap. Ammo is still leading. Has a big gap on Stevie, but I think after the pit lane it would die down. Also Zach goes into the pits, leaving Teton with free air to breathe and try to catch up to Stevie, maybe getting that win. Let's see, let's search for another battle. We have two cars there. The cars of Zach and... who's that? Lords. Oh, Lords and Zach. Let's see. Lords is a hard defending driver, but Zach is very eager to overtake with any opportunity he sees. That's what I learned from racing them. So it would be an interesting scrap. 4v4. I think Lords has still yet to pit. And also Skittles left, so we lost our safety car driver. In any case of a safety car, we will have a virtual safety car. I think Lords cursed way more than Zach, and he manages to secure that position. But I looked on the minimap and I see a long train of cars coming. So Milk, Devin, Cabeza and John fighting for P6. Going a bit wide. It might be lag, but I think they're going slightly wide, or wider than they expected to go. or wider than I expected them to go. Let's see what Cabeza can do on Devon. Can he overtake? As we see on the left corner, Stevie goes into P1. That means Lords has indeed went into the pits and lost P1. The main question is, where did Teton go? Will he have P2? And yeah, as he comes around the corner, Teton is in P2. Ammo is in P3 still, which has a blue flag next to him. I will do another lap count in like 2 minutes. Apart from the start, which is 9 times out of 10 messy, I think we have a pretty clean race. I mean, I feel like this track doesn't really promote overtaking that much. It's a bit stale. You don't really have any nice movement opportunities in order to overtake properly or in a nice manner. It's just more of, if you have the better pace, the faster pace, you're just gonna overtake naturally. It's not like where you have a top speed zone into a hairpin and you can curse later, for example, and dive bomb the guy ahead. But I mean, there have been, I've raced on worse tracks than that, to be fair. Tracks that are even harder to overtake on, or even impossible. But I mean, I think I haven't raced this one, and I'm not going to race this one, but I feel like it's a mid track. There's nothing wow to it, you know. Stevie has quite the lead from Teton. Let's see, down into the hairpin. John and Lemming for P9, 2 points on the board, or 1 extra point from Lemming, for Lemming, sorry. Yeah, nothing really much going. Like, we could follow them, but I don't think it would be that interesting. Like now at least I can find someone spinning out or a two-way fight. But I think I will follow them. Let's see. So we have a train of Milkus, Cabeza, Fubuki, John, and as to an extension Lemming, fighting for P6. Milk is a very laggy driver, Lemming is a clean driver and is quite fast, and I don't really have any knowledge of the other 3 drivers. 3? 4 I think, not 3. But Lemming does look like he's losing quite some time to the guys ahead, so I think that 4-way battle turns into a 3-way battle, which has turned into a 2-way battle, as John, I think, managed to hit a slowdown. Let's see, Cabeza on Milk. From the looks of it, Cabeza seems like it's a tiny bit laggy, so we can only pray that their fight will go well. Nothing really much we can do. Their Milk is from Indonesia, I would like to say, I think. Cabeza, I don't know where he's from, but it does look like he packs a bit of lag with him. Oh, and that's contact for Milk. Milk and Cabeza make contact. I think that would have been a lag contact by the looks of it, but Milk is down to P10. At least he's still in the points, because we have Patricio and Wizard. Not Patricio and Wizard, no, Patricio alone, because Musha is a lapped car. Cabeza is Argentinian. Thank you. And Milk is not Singaporean. Infinite is Singaporean, Eddie. So Milk is Indonesian. I would like to say that. I know that 100%. What was the pole lap time though? If Eddie, if you are in VC, if you're in, if you can get easy access to it, can you check what was the pole time so we can get like an idea of what lap we are on? Milk seems like he's a bit out of shape because of that crash. I think it did something to his head. Like, not... It's like his mindset, I think, is on the wrong page now. He doesn't seem to have that pace that he had at the front of this small pack. Also, top 10 check. Stevie, Teton, Lords and Ammo. Lords and Ammo are teammates, I think. Yeah. Ammo is reserving for Victor, I think, which has been race banned. But let's see this fight right here, because they are teammates, but they are also supposedly going for each other's driver's title, maybe. But let's see if there are some team orders, maybe, or just pure pace, or they just stick behind each other. Lap check, not lap check, lap count light.
We'll be lap 20 now.
Lap 20, so 13 more laps.
Leader should be starting 21, I believe. Our leader is already on 20.
I think my bet would be that there's still one more pit stop for everyone.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I think it's a free, the 2 or 3 stop for this race, honestly.
3 stopper, damn.
Well, depends. Some people might be doing it different, sure.
Thank you. Mr. VMCXX did not make his grain crashed, I think, right before we started, and we couldn't wait anymore for him since we were late because of some other people crashed, you know. Some other games have crashed for some other people, and we were like 10-15 minutes late already. And because he was slow to rejoin, we just started without him, which is sad when you look at it, but at the same time, well, if you cannot make it in time, it's not really our fault. Teton takes the lead, which is nice to see. As to be fair, I am in his academy, but that's nothing that should mean anything to my commentary. Milk is from Malaysia. Yeah, thank you, Eddie. But he's racing under Singaporean flag. What a guy, okay. I bet Teton would be beating this next lap or the following one, worst case scenario, because he had the same pace as Stevie, and Stevie already pitted, so considering that, he would be pitting this lap, but he will still lose the position to Stevie. Let's see if Teton pits. And he goes one more. He might be on mediums. Or he might be on hard and going to the end. That would be another idea. That would be a smart idea even. Considering he has like 10 more laps, the Frenchman could win it. Nothing else that by the looks of the minimap. I don't see anything else interesting bound to happen, so we'll just follow the leader in the meantime until something else more interesting would happen. Sevi is right behind him. Yeah, that's right. But he has a small gap. I think it's like 5 to 7 seconds maybe. Yeah, a 9-second gap in between them. And then Ammo is quite far. Now, only now he's going to the hairpin. Going into the hairpin, sorry for my English. Titan goes into the pits, so he was not able to make those tires last until the end of the race. Let's just hope that he manages to maintain P2. Where is Ammo? Ammo just comes around the corner. They will have a scrap for P2 right here. Or maybe not. Teton is on fresh softs, I would say, considering how many laps are left. Ammo is on older tires. I don't know what exactly he's on, but it's clear that Teton will have the pace, either top speed or the grip. I'm not sure. I don't know exactly what tires he's on, but we'll just wait and see. What is the gap from Sevi to Teton though, is the question for me. Or is the question that I have. As Tevi goes around the hairpin, let's start counting. 1. It's almost a 10-second gap in between. I see two people going side by side, Cabeza and who's ahead of Cabeza and John fighting for P8. They were quite close to each other right there. It's a nice thing that this track is very small and very, not necessarily small, but very compact, so I can just fly right next to the action, you know, instead of going around or somewhere else. John and Cabeza, who will have more cars down the straight and a better line through the S's. But looks of it, Cabeza managed to close in a bit, slightly. He might have less cars on this straight, which in the end... No, never mind. John is in the slowdown for a slight moment, which helps Cabeza... Oh, my helicopter? Okay. The helicopter almost bugged. Where else would be action? I think we can just stick with these two guys for another hot moment, for 1 minute at least, maybe. We have Lemming ahead. He's going slow. Is Lemming slow? Does he have very worn out tires, or why is he so slow? Or did he crash maybe? Okay, we almost collided with light mid-air. That would have made for the most entertaining moment of the whole race, I think. No, Lemming is defending. Lemming is very slow and he's defending. He doesn't have damage, he doesn't have necessarily worn out tires. He might just be slightly slower. How's the fight between Teton and Emo looking like? The two team managers that have had reserve for their specific teams, since their drivers weren't allowed to, not allowed, their drivers couldn't make the race, or one of them couldn't have made the race, the other one was race banned. I think we are closing in. We might be on lap 27 if my guess would be right. Ooh, some nice blue flags by Wixard for Stevie. The more interesting part would be... Okay. I just thought I saw that guy running very wide, but in the end it was only like... More interesting would be this fight right here between Teton and Ammo, which are closing in on some blue flags that are also fighting. I think it's Azazel and Exile, yeah. Let's see how Teton and Ammo's battle would impact these guys' fight. They're fighting for P14. Not necessarily a points paying position, but an experience gaining position is the way I would call it. Oh shit, that's a big crash on stopped on the apex. Teton makes it through. Ammo is still stuck behind the blue flag. Ammo gets some nice blue flags right there. But he did in the end lose a bit of time to Teton. Let's see another nice blue flags from Exile for Teton. Let's see how he does blue flags for Ammo. Some bad blue flags though, by the looks of it. He had to push Exile very wide. Or that might have been like in GTA, you never know if it's lag or if it's an actual incident happening, you know? Can Ammo overtake Teton is a question. I would hope he wouldn't overtake him, but for racing purposes I hope he gains very much and he's right next to him. What if I do in Driver of the Day, since the leaders haven't done anything interesting? I would just go over and put back markers in Driver of the Day. What would the server's reaction be? Where is Zach and Lords? We have not seen them in a while. We see Lords going around turn 1 right now. But Zach has a big gap, so I don't think he's gaining that one. Yeah, if they earned it, but nothing has happened this race, you know, apart from the start, where there have been a few crashes already. So, yeah, a bit boring, but I almost hit the transfer checkpoint. That would have been optimal, as I would have needed to do a fast lap in order to go back into the heli. Let's do a lap check. Not lap check. I'm used to saying lap check because I have to lap check people in F2 and even F1. So, but it is a lap count. Light, do you know the lap count?
Yes, Stevie's on lap 31.
Okay, so there have like, what was the pole lap though? What time?
33 laps.
No, pole, what was the pole lap time?
19.3.
Okay, so that's quite a bit. Okay.
Devin, you got the stuff behind, getting closer.
Okay, so 2 more laps left. I just remembered the fact that I don't have Discord audio, so when Light was co-commentating for a few minutes, you guys were not able to hear him. Well, that's one way you learn. Oh, and there's happened a big bad crash, I guess, not necessarily big, from Fubuki and Cabeza, 2 teammates fighting for a P6 actually. Interesting. I was looking on the leaderboard for them, but I couldn't find them. With 2 laps left, John has to defend. Let's just follow them actually, as their race seems a bit more interesting. Let's see who they are not seeing, and we made contact with the race director's helicopter.
Blue flag is coming up.
Light.
Okay.
An explosive end to a race, I guess.
Yeah.
I said on stream like 3 times. Imagine it wouldn't be optimal to crash with the race director.
Paula stopped in the
Oh, and were John's tires burnt, or did he grip the handbrake in order to rotate the car? That was an interesting move. Yeah, and there was contact between the flying leaders, maybe, I guess. At least we didn't end up in a wall or blew up. Oh, and John and Cabeza make contact, and oh, that's an unfortunate event for both John and Cabeza. Cabeza is still in P8, he managed to rejoin before Patricio. John is down into P10 sadly. We have Fubuki and Lemming fighting for P6, which would be equal to 10 points if I'm right. Oh, and they make contact! They're very slow for the hairpin. Can Cabeza catch back up and overtake them both? Eddie being the top commenter on the stream. Oh, Lemming goes wide a bit into the slowdown. No. Okay. I think there's 2 people very close for P10. Stevie has lapped P10 right now. But I think Stevie goes around the last corner and wins the Hoover then Grand Prix maybe? Yeah, by the looks of him. He has won the race. Congrats on Stevie for winning. Show positions. We have Stevie in P1, Telton P2, Emo P3, Lords P4, Zack P5, Fubuki P6, Lemming 7th, Cabeza loses a position to Patricio on the last straight. No, actually they are fighting. Shit. No, okay, Lords finishes 3rd, Emo 4th. I just figured out that there might be one more fight. Wait. Fubuki and Lemming. Last straight, last moment to overtake for a few more points, for a few extra points. Their tires are very worn by the... And rain hits again at the end of the race. What a race! What is this weather? Let's see, let's hope Cabeza manages to hold it around the last corner, and he spins! That's unfortunate, and I just called that. Patricio gains another position. Come on, Patricio gains P7, not P7, P8, sorry. With Devin almost getting P9, P8, sorry. We have a 3-way fight going into the last sector. I know this is not for points, but it's still enjoyable to watch. The back marker is giving it everything. Who has more cars to the line? And they maintain the same exact positions, sadly. So ending positions for the race would be Stevie P1, Teton P2, Lords 3rd, Emo 4th, Zach 5th, Lemming 6th, Fubuki P7, Patricio P8, Devin 9th, Milk 10, Cabeza 11, Exile 12, John 13, Azazel 14, Wizard 15, Timusha 16, Daddy Golden Balls 17, and Cowler 18. So we only lost, I think, one guy from the start, or not even. Let's see, there's still people on track. Well, quite an eventful race, I think. I'm sorry, English is not my first language. So there might be some words that I poach, or as we see the race director exploding, maybe? Come on, an explosive event. Now he responds. That's a shame. That would have made for the best moment of the whole race, I think. There are still people on track. Cowler and Daddy Golden Balls. They just stopped. I think they're having a chat. Like, just come here. Come here and join the chat with us. With the Daddy Golden Balls and Cowler. Yeah, quite the... I wouldn't say boring, because the start was interesting, but nothing much going for it, you know? There have been more races that had more action than this. But yeah, let's take another look at the finishing order. Teton with the fastest lap gains 19 points. Stevie gets 25 only for P1. Lords finishes P3 ahead of Emo. I think there have been some team orders in order to not overtake Lords. Zach in P5, and the rest of the grid will be posted later. I think that's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the stream. You will see me more the following weeks, especially in F3 and only in F3. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you next time.